Oh no! A wild lion appeared! I've got this. This isn't gonna end well. Hello everyone, this is Jen here with a new Let's Play for the game I like to call Long Live the Queen. Now you're probably looking at this title screen and wondering, Jen, is there a chance you can get this on any better resolution? And I'm like, no, sorry, this only comes in one resolution. I'm playing this in a window too, it only gets worse if I made it full screen. Nah, I'm just joking. You're probably wondering, Jen, is this a really fan-servicey game? Because there is like a 14-year-old on the screen in a magical girl costume. I'm telling you, this is as fan-servicey as it gets, you guys. This is a... let me try that again. Long Live the Queen is a life sim / visual novel. It has a reputation for being incredibly difficult to win. It's known as the Dark Souls of social sims. You are playing as young 14-year-old Crown Princess Elodie, whose mother has just recently passed away, and it now falls on her to become the next queen of her kingdom. But we have to survive an entire year in preparation for her to begin her reign. And in this time, so many people are trying to kill us, either because they want the power for themselves of our throne, or they want to get revenge on us for being horrible at our job as Crown Princess. Gameplay mainly consists of leveling up certain stats during the week, and then getting tested using skill checks on the weekend. So, just letting you know in advance, you will fail your checks. There is no possibility of getting 100% on all these checks. At least I don't believe there's a percentage for that. Just hope that those checks you fail aren't going to be fatal. It's not unusual to end up dying in this game and having to restart, hence the whole Dark Souls of social sims. Anyway, let's get started. And go. This is our father, by the way. Jocelyn, King Dowager, Duke of Caloris. Let's try to do some voice acting. Awesome. We're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it. That's us. I know it's hard leaving your school and all your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly, and you'll make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what Mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't, but sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us, on you. I'll be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Now this is where you went wrong, Daddy-O. This is where you went wrong. Don't let a 14-year-old who doesn't even know how to address people at court be in charge. Anyway. Come. Your maids are waiting. His voice may not stay consistent. Welcome to Long Live the Queen. If this is your first time playing, you should read this brief introduction of how the game works. I can handle this. I'll try my best to explain. Anyway, this is Elodie, and here is our little menu bar. Now what we want to do is check the skills. Now the skills menu is interesting. You're probably looking at this and being like, oh gosh, numbers, or lack of numbers, this is hard. Ooh, this is great. This has been re-updated since the last time I checked this. I've watched Let's Players play this before, like over a year ago. So this is actually more helpful. Yes. Now each week we can take 2 classes, one for the morning, one for the afternoon, for 5 days. Now, each day we get 2 points in whatever we are studying. So, if we're studying accounting, we would get 2 points in accounting every day of the week that we are learning, so we'd end up with 10 points at the end of the week. However, there are things known as penalties and bonuses. Now, the penalties and bonuses are based on our mood. Our mood is depressed this week. We can check that from the little mood section in here, which shows where exactly the levels are on our emotions. Now, we're currently at depressed, but if we were suddenly to become more cheerful, or if we were to find another emotion to beat depressed out in level, we would become that emotion instead. Now, because we're depressed, we have different bonuses and different penalties. Penalties remove points from our daily, from our daily points. So, for instance, if we were to study royal demeanor this week, we would only get 5 points at the end of the week instead of 10. And if we were studying conversation, which is minus 2 points a day, we would be going nowhere, getting no points at all during the end of the week. But if we were to study expression, which gives us an extra point a day, which would be 3, we would have 15 points in our little progress bars. Now we can only, well, I say only, you can choose to do like the same subject twice during the day. So you can have, 30 points in like decoration or something by the end of the week. But that might not be that helpful if you're, trying to go for all of these. Because you'd be surprised what you can totally die on. Oh my goodness. Just as a side note, if you end up failing your checks, don't worry about it. Don't try to overcompensate on them on the next week. Chances are the game will go out of its way to make sure you fail in another area that you're totally ignoring. Anyway, since we're depressed, we have a bonus to expression, animal handling, and we have penalty to royal demeanor, conversation, and athletics. Because we're feeling depressed, we don't want to be in the best royal mood, and we don't really want to talk to anybody, and we don't feel like doing any exercise. So, people are going to be lenient on that. So I guess, I'm going to try to go for the strategy of going something I have a bonus in for that day, and then go for something else that has no bonuses but no penalties. So, zeros. So let's go for expression. I'll go for... I think I will try to go for decoration. So once you have the classes figured out, so expression, decoration, and I think I'll go for economics and go for trade? Yeah, I'll go for economics, trade. You click on the classes button. Now this shows what morning classes you'll be taking, so you gotta remember where things are. Expression, decoration, and let's see, it's in economics and trade. And once you've clicked that, you click the done right here, and it moves on through your week. You discuss the nature of beauty, looking at landscapes, objects, and people, and comparing their aesthetic elements. You learn that even the smallest of villages has a central market where locals can trade what they have grown or made with others who have different skills. Now we've reached the weekend. What's all that noise outside? Who's there? Oh, it's my cousins and my aunt and uncle. This is my aunt, Lucille, Countess of Nyx. darling. We're so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. Thank you, Laurent Dirk? He's the Dirk of Merva. Obviously, get him a sword and some pointy anime shades. Okay. Charlotte, Lady Merva. Hi, Lodi. Hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep. Mommy said we'd be here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. Awesome. Now that we've reached the weekend, this is the point where we can figure out... Well, this is the point where we figure out how to change our mood. Now, depending on where we go, depends on what changes. So we have our moods listed down at the bottom. We're currently depressed. We got a little bit of cheerfulness because we ran into our cousins. So we're one level up on the depressed, but we're still depressed. We'd have to go up at least one more to have the possibility of being more afraid than depressed. Which, being afraid isn't a bad thing in this game. So let's see. The main point in this game is that you don't want to be too all over the place because it becomes really difficult to figure stuff out. So no effect visiting the dungeons. We'll get some sort of change visiting our cousin. We'll have some sort of change talking to our father, but we'll have no idea what those changes will be. Now, if we attend court, we'll become a whole lot more yielding, but also a lot more depressed and pressured. Let's see, but if we explore the castle, we'll both get lonely and afraid. Then visiting the tomb of our mother, I assume, would make us depressed and afraid, which would probably be bad since we don't want to be depressed anymore. Because if you don't get good enough court manners, oh, that's not going to be pretty. Let's see, we can attend a service, which also always, it varies on what you're highest at. Right now, for example, it just gets rid of one depression for us. But if we're high in cheerfulness, it'll get rid of cheerfulness by one. It makes things easier. Let's see, we can be lonely and cheerful if we walk in the gardens, and we can be yielding, lonely, and cheerful, playing with our toys. Now let's see. I think I want to go for walk in the gardens. Do I want to do that? Yes. A walk in the fresh air helps you forget the burdens on your shoulders. Now, you might be thinking I'm kind of a jerk for not talking to my cousin, but I have no idea what that would have done to me, so... Okay, but now it looks like I am terrified. So let's see, we get bonuses to agility and faith. We also opened up our conversation so we can go straight into court manners. That is so good. And since we already studied a bit in expression, we get a little bonus to expression as well. I think I'll go put some into agility and into court manners. Also, you might be wondering about the outfit area right here. Well, after you do enough training in each of these little areas under conversation or expression or any of the other ones like that, you unlock an outfit which give you bonuses just by wearing the outfit, both studying-wise and during the weekend for the skill checks. So anyway, let's go straight to classes. Sorry, they got a little distracting. They remembered what we had from last week, but now we're changing it. Court manners and agility, I'm gonna go with reflexes. And go. You review the correct greetings for guests according to rank, and when to extend your hand to another, all nobles expect their due honors. Your teacher walks around you, prodding a finger at you slowly in order to train you in blocking those touches without triggering fear or faster breathing. Awesome. What's that commotion outside? Father? What's going on? I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. Juliana, the Duchess of Ursel. You have no respect or honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as was she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the Crown Princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. Ooh, now here comes the choices. Depending on what you choose will, change the outcome of the story. So let's see, we can either send her away from the castle, we can arrest her and send her to the dungeons, or we can let her stay, which she'll remain free in her own little room inside the castle. Sending her away might be a bad idea, especially if you want to go into the magical girl section of this game, which she will teach you how to use your magic. Let's see, arresting her leads to an interesting conversation. Also, hinders your progress on the magic line by a week or two. But letting her stay changes the storyline drastically in relation to your cousin. I think I'll let her stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays! I became willful through that action. As you wish. Dad is so not pleased right now. Okay, so we're back at being afraid. But we're also a little bit lonely, a little depressed. If you can get really lucky, you keep all the emotions within one little tick of the center bar line. So that way you can choose more easily which emotion you want to feel for that week. Let's see. You can either -1 afraid, become more depressed and afraid, become more lonely and afraid, get willful and... Ooh, that might be good. Willful and angry. Ooh, I think I want to try that. I think I'm going to go visit the dungeons. Just because I'm a jerk. You sneak a peek at some of the luckless peasants held in the dungeons, petty thieves and troublemakers now suffering in the dark. They're obviously bad people, but seeing them so miserable still feels unfair. There must be a better way. Oh, great. It looks like we got depressed again. Dang, I didn't see that coming. Okay, we have less of a penalty on conversation because we now learned court manners, but that's still a whole lot. So I'm thinking... Let's see, I'm thinking I'm putting more into either trade, production, or accounting. You're probably looking at me like, what are you doing? Economics don't seem that important. And I'm like, yes, they kind of are in some areas, especially if you're going the magic route. You want to know a lot about accounting. Just trust me on that. Other areas that I find pretty useful are foreign affairs, internal affairs, divination, and especially court manners. Because if you make a fool of yourself at a party, oh gosh, the crowd can turn totally ugly. But for now, I think this is actually where we'll end off this, session. So, this is Jen. Thank you so much for watching. Long live the Queen. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you want. And I'll see you all next time. Bye! Dun, 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 dun,